Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm very excited to bring to you trial deck number 4, Ren Suzugamori's unboxing video. Now, a lot of you may not know this, but when I first tried to get into Vanguard about a year ago, what I did was I went and I bought these legend decks. I bought the Aichi one and the Kai one. I bought them together, right? So that I had two decks to play with, facing each other to learn the mechanics of the game. And then I learned that, wait a minute, there should be a third one because Aichi's is number 3. So there should be a first one. And I looked it up and guess whose it was? It was Ren Suzugamori's legend deck number 1, the Dark. I searched high and low for it. Couldn't find one for a decent price. They were all ranging around 300 bucks. I wasn't about to drop $300. As big of a collector I am, I just couldn't bring myself to dropping $300 for a deck that's not even competitive at the time. But earlier this year, Bushiroad announced that they're going to do a reboot of Vanguard, and I was super excited because then what that tells me is we've got Royal Paladins coming back, the Blasters, we got Kagero coming back from the Overlords, and most importantly, Shadow Paladins with Blaster Dark. So this trial deck finally came out, and I'm super excited to open this up, start playing with the cards inside. For this occasion, and because I couldn't get the legend deck, Ren Suzugamori, what I did was I went ahead and I bought 2 of these. I bought 2 of these trial decks, for 2 reasons. Because I couldn't get the legend deck, so this is a good replacement, right? But secondly is because I feel that Shadow Paladin budget could be a really good build. So one of these is going to go towards my budget build, while the other one's going to be towards my competitive build. Okay, without further ado, it's been already a 2-minute intro video, so let's just get on with this, all right? I don't have any nails today. I'm going to have to pause it right here and get a knife. Okay, we're back. I went ahead and I got these open. I cut both of these so that I don't have to keep pausing the video. And as you can see, I'm still using the old Q4 sneak peek playmat. I don't have a new one yet. Hopefully when ALO 4 comes out, I'll get a new playmat for you guys. But I kind of like this aesthetic because we've got Royal Paladin, Kagero, and Shadow Paladins. The 3 clans that got me interested into Vanguard are all right here. Okay, without further ado, let's get into this. I really hope there's no more tape inside. Okay, so let's... Yes, no more tape. Okay, cool. So, let's put the deck down. We got our first guide and the playmat, the paper playmat that comes with every trial deck. And we got the deck itself right here. This is super exciting for me. Okay. All right, let me just focus my camera. There we go. Blaster Dark. Am I gonna get the Blaster Dark sign version? I have 2 chances, remember, because I got 2 decks. Blaster sign? No. That's still okay, because maybe we'll get something cool. Even if we don't get a signed copy, I don't really care, because this is still one of the decks I'm looking forward to playing. So, Blaster Dark. I'm gonna spend a little time talking about Blaster Dark and why I think what they're doing with the new reboot is super cool. Okay, so Blaster Dark, this copy in particular, mirrors Blaster Blade. And it's not just the aesthetic, the picture, that mirrors each other, but also the effects. So for Blaster Blade, it's if you have 4 or more rear guards, this unit gets critical +1. But Blaster Dark, if your opponent has no rear guard, discard a card from your hand, and this unit gets drive +1. So basically 2 sides of the same coin, right? One draws you cards, one lets you cycle cards. Blaster Dark lets you cycle cards, while Blaster Blade lets you deal an extra damage. One requires you, Blaster Blade, requires you to have a field full, while Blaster Dark requires your opponent to have an empty field. Now the other effect is, for Blaster Blade is, when placed, counterblast 1, soul blast 1, choose one of your opponent's rear guards in the front row and retire it. Whereas Blaster Dark is, when placed, counterblast 1, your opponent chooses one of his or her rear guard and retires it. So your opponent chooses, and that's where I feel the dark comes into play, because instead of you the opponent choosing, you make the owner of the card choose to retire one of their rear guards. That's kind of like a very dark kind of feel to it, because as a commanding officer, you don't want to just retire one of your rear guards, because you lose loyalty from your subordinate units. So that's I really like what they're doing here. And these are the 2 units plus Dragonic Overlord. Those are the 3 units that really got me interested into Vanguard, and I'm really enjoying what they're doing right now with the V reboot, how these 2 cards mirror each other. Okay, that's enough about Blaster Dark. Let's go on to the next card. And we got the Dark Dictator. We got 3 copies of him, but I think I want to leave this here because I think we have a foiled version at the end of the deck, and then we have Polarized Knight the Man. We got 4 copies of him. And then we got Witch of Calamity Ermer. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. Grade 2, 3 copies of her. And here's Blaster Axe. Now, another reason why I'm really loving the V reboot is because of all these Blaster units coming out. I definitely want to collect them all and see if I can build a viable deck out of it. Blaster Axe is just a 10k vanilla, but do not underestimate 10k vanillas. Sometimes they're very useful. And then we got Full Bow, 3 copies. Here's another Blaster unit. Blaster Javelin. Blaster Javelin, I think we have 3 copies, but we have 1 foil version, right? This is kind of like a Night Squire Allen. Yeah, he kind of reminds me of Night Squire Allen, in a sense, his effect. Here's our Perfect Guard, grade 1 Perfect Guard, Knight of Resistance, Limerus. We have 4 copies. I love this art. And then we got Witch of Nordstrom, Aryan Hood. I'm not pronouncing that right, but it's okay. Anyways, 3 copies of her. Then we've got our starter, Full Bow. Love this guy. Miss this guy. our critical trigger, Dark Side Trumpeter. Which, if I remember correctly, in the Legend deck, IHG's Legend deck, we have a Star Hope Trumpeter. I hope they bring Star Hope back in sometime in the future. We got Death Feather Eagle, another critical trigger, 4 copies. Then we got Howl Owl. If I remember correctly, in G series, this card had an effect that puts it into soul and +5 to one of the units. This is our draw trigger. It was a draw trigger in G series as well. And 4 copies. I remember this because I bought the other trial deck. I think it was the Ritual of Dragon Sorcery. Abyss Healer, our heal trigger. And we got 4 copies. Okay, so we got our Dark Dictator and Blaster Javelin as our other triple rare, our other shinies in the set. Okay, so we got force markers and just a regular old force marker, but still, I'm gonna be putting this in my my stack of force markers when I play with Force Clans. Okay, so we got nothing in that first set, but that's fine. We got another one coming up. Let me just clean this up so I know which deck came from where. Oh, yeah, so again, first guide and paper playmat. You already know that because we just went over that. And I'm just going to go through this real quick because we saw this. So I'm just going to see. Okay, so right off the bat, we already know we're not getting the hot stamp card, which is fine. But could we just take a moment and talk about how cool these guys look compared to the Royal Paladin? The Shadow Paladin's aesthetic just looks so much better. So, like, I guess it's because of the dark nature of it. But yeah, I'm just like, sorry. Let's just take what's a good example? I mean, look at this guy. Look at. Oh, compared to what's the other perfect card from the trial deck? Strong Knight something? I forgot her name. Compared to that, looks the effects. This guy's actually protecting someone. Anyway, let's just see. Okay, so again, we got those, and just another normal trial deck. I'm gonna put all of these shinies into my competitive build, and all the just regular normal non-shiny non-full cards are going to go into my budget build. Okay, so please remember to like the video if you like the video, and if you like what we're doing here, please subscribe to the channel to show your support, and leave a comment down below on how you would build a Shadow Paladin deck. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.